Fastest show in sports.
National Football League coming up this week. We are involved once again in the most illogical manner of picking games possible. Mike and I have decided that this season we are not going to do gambling odds. We are not going to do injury reports. We are not going to do any of the things that everybody else does. Why? Because we're different and we're better. Because after that first week, we actually did very good. I came up 9-6. Mike came up 8-7 without using one logical thing to pick games. And as a matter of fact, on the Thursday game that we just passed, we came up again. Packers 27, Commanders 18. I got to tell you, Mike, I thought there was a chance there that the Commanders were going to ruin it.
Wait, you didn't pick the Packers. You picked
Yes,
the Commanders too.
Yes, I did.
I'm going to go back to the show. I'm going to go back to the show and look at it because okay, all right. I'll say you did. All right, let's go. Let's get these.
I had it down on the sheet that I picked it. So yeah, I picked the Packers, even though because Aaron Rodgers isn't there. And as a matter of fact, I remember picking the Packers because I said it's because of the sausage and because of my giving up a pork, Pork, and they serve sausages in Green Bay that I was going to do it in favor of that, and I was picking the Packers. So I did pick the Packers.
All right.
Okay, that's
all right.
I'll
take your word for it.
Here we go. Week 2 in the National Football League now. Completely illogical selections without any question whatsoever. We are not picking against the spread. These are not spread picks. These are just straight out picks. Mike, let's go with the first 4 games, and I'll let you go ahead here. First of all, let's Jacksonville, Cincinnati.
Well, you know me. I'm a Bengals guy through and through. It's where, if you've never been to Cincinnati yet, and I think you have, not only do they have Skyline Chili, but they have Grater's ice cream, some of the best ice cream. They have they have these little convenience stores like 7-Elevens that sell ice cream. They're called United Dairy Farmers, UDF. Oh my God, this ice cream, it might be better than Grater's and it's cheap and you get a sundae at like a 7-Eleven. So at any rate, that's what Cincinnati because of the relatives thing. And I like Joe Burrow. And, Trevor Lawrence had a nice week last week, but no, I'm going to go with the Bengals. The second game, the Giants.
Hang on a sec. One game at a time. We'll just do them real quick and bounce them here, so we'll get them all out. I am not want to pick Cincinnati because I can't stand Skyline Chili. I think it's awful. I've had it several times before.
Oh my God! Like you can't even come in our house.
I don't like the chili pies and all that. But Jacksonville has got absolutely nothing. That is a dead franchise right now that isn't going anywhere. Matter of fact, the only place they might go is London. So as much as it pains me, and I'm not a fan, I do have to go with you and also pick the Cincinnati Bengals. Next, Giants in Dallas. Go.
Dak Prescott is a proud man, and he can't go 0-2 after this season and what's happened with Micah Parsons leaving for Green Bay and everything. And he hung in there in a game in which I thought Philadelphia did lose their best defensive player before the first snap, but I think the Cowboys are better than people think, and I'm going to take them over the Giants.
As much as I do not want to pick the Dallas Cowboys, because anytime the Dallas Cowboys lose, it is a good day. It is a good Sunday in the National Football League. The New York Giants, simply stated, I hate the Giants. I've never liked the Giants. And I explained this once before about a guy who drilled me with the Giants every single time and every single week when I worked at the network. And he was always telling me how great the Giants are. I will never root for the Giants. I can't root for the Cowboys. I don't know what to do here. So I guess I'll just pick the Cowboys. Okay.
Detroit Lions.
Chicago and Detroit. Go for it. That's a tough one.
Yeah, but the Bears laid an egg last week. They should have won that game, and there was no reason for the Vikings to come back like they did. The Bears looked good for a while, and while I don't have any faith in Detroit after them laying an egg in Green Bay in Week 1, they're at home. It'll be the first time they play a regular season game since their crushing playoff loss to the Commanders at home. And I think, I still think Detroit's got a lot left. I'm going to go with the Lions.
Okay, you're going to go the Lions. And just because I'm going to go ahead and be different, because I love Chicago and I love everything about them, and even though I don't think they're that good this year, and I think their quarterback is never going to be a great quarterback like they want, and simply put, Detroit is a nice city, but just to be different, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Bears in an upset. LA and Tennessee.
Right. Well, I think you know where I'm going here. Steve Gorman, the drummer for the Black Crowes, is one of the great musicians of the last millennium. And he has one of the most amazing stories of all time. Like Warren Zevon, like before Warren Zevon died, he basically had a bunch of musicians in his basement as he was dying of cancer. And he said, I just want to have one last jam. Steve was among them. He tells the story. You're almost weeping. Anyway, you love this, a rock and roll guy. Steve Gorman loves the Tennessee Titans, and I'm going to take them to kick the Rams' ass because of that.
Okay. I also have to pick the Tennessee Titans because Cam Ward is there from the University of Miami. I think he is the future of the
Yeah.
franchise. And not only that, but I love Nashville. I love Broadway. I have spent many an hour wandering down Broadway and going from bar to bar to bar and finding myself inebriated several times. I've enjoyed every single second of it. And the LA is just LA, and even though you're my friends out there, I'm going to go ahead and pick Tennessee as well. So we got both. God,
All right.
what's going on this week? It's not really good. Okay, next 4 games up on the card. I'm going to go first with this one on New England and Miami. This is
Yeah.
a tough one because I lived in Boston for 4 years, loved it, but I grew up in Miami, moved there when I was 16. I've been there when the Dolphins were really good, and I was also there at the Super Bowl in '85 when Dan Marino got his one and only shot. And I know that it's a team that got a lot of talent, but I'm a Patriots guy more than anything else. I think Vrabel's going to get the Patriots to play a little bit better. I'm doing this on this game so much because part of me wants to pick the Dolphins. I'm going with the Patriots in an upset.
No. Dolphins are under immense pressure after laying an egg after week 1, 33-6. The debacle, as you said, everybody's up for inspection right now. This is a back up the truck situation. Coaching staff, players, everybody, if they don't start getting together soon, not later. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
It's a smart one. It's tough, but I just got
Yeah.
to go ahead and be a little bit different here. San Francisco and New Orleans. Once again, because I love the city of New Orleans, I want them to do well. They're at home again, but I love San Francisco. See, here I've got New England, Miami, San Francisco, and New Orleans. Cities I love, cities I've lived in, cities that I have a lot of connections to, and because I had such a wonderful time in San Francisco recently, and I actually got to take care of one of my bucket lists. I had my picture taken at the intersection of Haight and Ashbury, and completely fell in love all over again with San Francisco. I'm going with the Niners.
All right. That's fine. Not to spread actual statistical things that matter in these
Oh my
games, but
God, statistics.
I believe Brock Purdy, the starting quarterback for the Niners, is out with an injury, and I don't even know who the backup is. I just know that Kyle Shanahan is coaching them, and I don't, as you know, I have no love for the
I know you
Shanahan
hate
family.
Kyle, yes.
So I'm gonna go for the Saints, crawfish pie, Commander's Palace, some of the most wonderful restaurants in the world. So yeah, Saints,
Man,
come marching.
this is a tough week. I think you're going to come up. I think you're going to do big against me this weekend.
Yeah.
Buffalo in New York against the Jets, without a question. I go with the Bills. Matter of fact, this one might be over by halftime, just because the Bills are so much better. And the Jets, I'll never root for the Jets. Ever, ever,
I don't know.
ever,
The
ever.
Jets look much better than they did against the Steelers than I thought they would. But yeah, after that incredible Monday night win by the Bills, I'm a Bills guy this year. Of course, I'm going to the Bills. All right, let's go.
Okay, Seattle at Pittsburgh. Had a great time in Seattle when I was there. Love the fish market. Love the people there as well. Pittsburgh, I have some great friends who are there who I've always helped to root for the Steelers at any time. And then now that Aaron Rodgers is there, I can't root for the Steelers. It's another one of those issues. I mean, Mike, I'm finding more teams I can't root for reasons. But I have to break down here. I have to take the Steelers because I just don't think Seattle's got enough.
All right,
I hate rooting for Aaron Rodgers.
I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit because I'm going hard on the Seahawks this week. I think they're going to blow them out. I'm much more a big fan of Copper River salmon at Pike's Place than I am Pro Monte's sandwiches that they put fries on
I
and,
got
and
it,
salads
yeah.
like that. Pittsburgh's a good food town if you want an aortic valve replacement. Okay,
Yes.
shut
Yes.
up, Pittsburgh. All right,
And
so
I
I'm
will
going to go
say,
the Seahawks.
and I will say that on a beer side of things, I hate Iron City. It's some of the
Yeah.
worst beer I've ever had in my life. So Oh God, I don't know if I want to change my pick. It's just,
Yeah.
this is crushing me.
No,
No,
just stay
no,
with it.
I'll stick
You
where it
probably,
is.
I
Okay.
mean, you're going with your head. I'm going with my heart.
Yeah,
All
well,
right.
exactly. I'm trying to go with my head and my heart away. Cleveland, Baltimore, go.
I think the Browns are actually going to surprise the Ravens, who are just coming off the most depressing regular season loss. Again, giving up 15 points in like 4 minutes at the end. Lamar Jackson, like I think Harbaugh is going to be in trouble before the season's over. I'm just tired of the Ravens. I don't believe in the Ravens. I just don't believe in them this year. So I'm going to go with the Browns.
Okay, I'm picking the Ravens because, again, like you said, with regard to the Dolphins having a bad first game, it's all hands on deck for the Ravens. They're much better. And I love the seafood down in the Inner Harbor. It's so much better. I have yet to find anything about Cleveland that I like gastronomically, so I have to go for Baltimore. Denver to Indianapolis, go.
I am going to go for the Colts, and not because the other people that work in the franchise enabled the death of the owner by concealing his drug use, but St. Elmo's is a very good restaurant. The cocktail shrimp there is some of the spiciest sauce I've ever had. It will clean out the horseradish will clean out your nostrils more than ammonia. And so, on the basis of St. Elmo's and Steak and Shake, I'm going to go with the Colts.
I'm going to go away from food on this one, and I'm going to say that I learned to ski in Breckenridge, and I love Denver, and I lived in Denver for 4 years, and it's still a place that I would like to live one day. As a matter of fact, when I die, just spread my ashes on the main run there at Breckenridge, and I'll be just fine on that one. I miss Denver horribly, and I got to root for my guys there, so I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. Carolina at Arizona, go.
Well, Carolina and Arizona. I mean, that's pretty. That's pretty.
Is there a game that you care
That,
less about this week?
I don't think so. I'm going to go Carolina just because that's where my sister-in-law lives. My niece, my nephew live there. My mother-in-law lives there. And God dang it, Cookout is one of the great fast food restaurants in America that should be franchised all over. It's barbecue. They have these shakes that are great. And the best thing, corn dogs. It's like you're at a country fair. I'm going to go the Panthers.
I was recently in Phoenix on an event, so I'm going to root for Arizona just for that reason, for no other reason, that they're home and I was there and I had a good time and I had some great food there at the downtown Phoenix. I got to remember the name of that one
Yeah.
restaurant that I was at. I can't. I'll get
All
it
right.
next week for you. Okay, Philadelphia. So I'm going to go with Arizona. Philadelphia, Kansas City. Here's the big one.
Oh, it's a great game. I like the defending Super Bowl champions in a rematch of the Super Bowl, and I like Tay Tay crying in
Oh,
the owner's box, and I like Travis Kelsey getting just stuck by Jalen Carter and associates on the Philadelphia defense. That they're going to, I mean, they're going to cream the Kansas City team this week. Go ahead.
okay, I was going to go with Philadelphia, but because you actually took a shot at Taylor Swift there, I'm so insulted at this point because she is if because of the fact that Taylor and Travis Kelsey are going to one day have children and they will rule the earth. They will be the people who will actually bring peace and love to this planet with their own inimitable fashion of ruling. So, for that matter, and also because my godson is a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan and he's getting married next year, and I'm going to be there. I
Ah,
go, I go with Kansas City this week to go ahead and win that. Atlanta, Minnesota.
is that our last game?
No, we got Monday night games too.
Oh God, I got to get out of here, Ed. Um, Minnesota. I like the Vikings, male cheerleaders, and I have a lot of friends in the Minneapolis area. Minneapolis, South Dakota area is a big place for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikes.
I'm going to go with Minnesota just because I think their uniforms are very cool. So go ahead and get to the Monday night games. Here we go. Two games: Tampa Bay at Houston. Because I'm a Floridian guy, I am going to go with Tampa Bay on this one simply because I'd like to see the team from Florida win because I would rather see them win right now than the Miami Dolphins. So I'll pick Tampa Bay.
Not a big Houston Texans guy, but Houston's House of Pies. I can't even tell you like the chocolate cream pie, the boysenberry. I mean, it's one of the great pie houses in America. And my son got a
Good
C.J.
reason.
Stroud jersey this week for his 15th birthday. His best friend Joaquin in Mexico is a huge Houston town. I'm going to go for the Texans.
Okay, go with the Texans. And finally, the LA Chargers And again, I already talked about the fact I never get used to saying them as the LA Chargers. To me, they're always the San Diego Chargers. And the fact that I cannot stand anything that has Raiders black and gold in it or black and silver in it, whatever. I'm out. I will take the Chargers, and I almost said the Clippers there for a minute, but just because this will be an homage to all my friends in Los Angeles and all my actor friends as well, I will go with the Chargers this week.
I'm going Vegas, baby, Vegas. You ever see Swingers? Swingers is one of the great movies of the 90s. Yeah. So that their trip to Vegas is just legendary. I don't know what it is. A lot, something about the tinsel town, whatever's going on there. I'm going to take Vegas.
You just want to take Vegas because you want to go back there and you want to get back all that money you've lost over the years at the casinos. I know.
Yeah,
Come on.
You're right. That too, my friend.
That's all, folks.